Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is John Ebini Ode, and in this video we are going to be looking at CVE 2021-41773, which is a path traversal vulnerability discovered in Apache HTTP server version 2.4.49, and this was publicly disclosed in September 2021. Now, this vulnerability allows attackers to carry out a path traversal attack. Alright, so based on this, before the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to configure the Apache version 2.4.49 so that we can be able to carry out this attack, and also to show you how misconfigurations can expose sensitive data, weaken authentication mechanisms, and also create backdoors for attackers. And also by the end of the video, you're going to learn a trick which you can use for your bug bounty programs or for your penetration testing activities on web application or website. Alright, so let's get back to work. Alright, so I have my Kali Linux running here, and I'm going to use my Docker image for this video. Right now I have it here. Let me display that. Alright, so I have these images here, so I'm going to make use of this bold with curve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this container. What is the name again? Bold with curve, right? And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to attach to this container, sorry, to this image. Alright, okay, so I have this Apache version 2.4.49 installed in this directory. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start it up. Alright, so let's see if it is running. First of all, I need to get the IP address for this container. Alright, so I have it as 172.17.0.2. So what I'm going to do now is I want to know if the Apache version is running. So 172.17.0.2. Alright, so we have it here, 2.4.49 running. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is we are going to carry out a path traversal attack. But first of all, let's run that IP here, 172.17.0.2. So let's see the response we get. We get this from the server. It works. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to carry out a path traversal attack to see if we will be able to read the content of the password directory, or sorry, the password file in the directory /etc/password, right? Okay, so I'm going to make use of the CGI bin directory which is present in this Apache configuration. Alright, so I'm going to modulo 2e. Now modulo 2e here is the encoding for a single dot, so we have it at dot. Alright, so I'm going to close this. So going to do this. How many is that? 1 2 3 4, right? Okay, so let me add one more, and let's see if we will be able to read the content of this file here. Alright, so the requested URL was not found on this server. Alright, you can see that our browser normalized the path to the IP address and then the file, right? You can see it here in the address bar. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is we're still going to try this path traversal using call. So HTTP 172.17.0.2. Alright, the directory here under modulo 2e, right? I mean, is that 1 2 3 4 5. Alright, so I'm going to add this. Alright, so forbidding, we get 403 forbidding. You don't have permission to access this resource. Alright, so I'm going to show you how misconfiguration can allow us to read the content of this password file. Alright, so I'm going to open the configuration file for this Apache, and that should be in HTTP, right? Okay, so this is the configuration file for this Apache 2.4.49 version. So let's see what we get here. Remember, we are working with the CGI bin directory, and that means we need to allow this Apache to be able to execute CGI script, right? So what I'm going to do now is, okay, we've gotten to the section for modules. Now these modules allow this Apache to be able to run some script or perform other functions. All right, so we have this here commented, so we're going to uncomment this. Now this modules mode CGI is the module that allows Apache to be able to execute CGI script just like we have for the CGI bin directory, right? So we uncomment that. Now let's go ahead. Let's go down. Let me see. Server admin. Nope. That's not useful now. All right. So we have this directory here. Now I believe you know what this single / here means in the Linux world. Now the single / here is the start of the root directory in Linux systems. So under this / we have the home, we have the OPT directory, we have the bin directory and other directories, right? So now what this thing is saying here is this is saying that this deny access. Okay, this anyhow we configure this directory, it will deny access to the entirety of your server's file system. Now you must explicitly permit access to web content directories in other directories blocks below. All right, so now we're going to go over this. Now this allow override none means we don't want any .ht access file to be able to modify or manipulate the configuration of this Apache server. Alright, a .ht access file is a configuration file for the Apache servers that allows you to override the original configuration of the Apache server. You can check that out in your free time. Alright, so what we have here now is what allow override none. So we are going to make this I'm going to comment this so that we'll be able to revert back to the original configuration, right? Okay, so we have this as allow override. Let's make this all, and then for this require here. Now the first one I did there, allow override all, means any .ht access file I placed in the Apache directory will be able to override the original configuration of the organization or the administrator. So if I am a malicious user, my .ht access file will be able to override the original configuration of the Apache, right? Okay, so I'm going to make this require all denied to what require all granted, which means I will be able to that means Apache will be able to grant access regardless of IP address or the user role, or be it the administrator or ordinary user. They will be able to have access to, that is full access to this root directory here. So which means what require all granted. Any user will be able to have access to the full content of this root directory here. All right, so let's move on. Document root, nope, that is not useful for, to us. So I'm going to go down, see if I will find anything useful again. Let's go down. All right, so I have this directory here. Now remember I told you we're working with the CGI bin directory, right? And we've enabled the mode CGI module to enable us run CGI script. Alright, so we have here allow override none, which means .ht access file will not be able to override the configuration in this directory. And also we have options here as none, and we have require all granted, which means any user can be able to access the content of this CGI bin directory. Let's see what the content of that CGI bin directory. CGI bin. Sorry for that. I'm going to run this again. 172. Alright, so I'm going to add this HTTP protocol to the beginning, and then let's see what we have here. Alright, so not found, right? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to modify this configuration here also. So I'm going to comment this so that we can be able to revert to the original configuration of this Apache server here. Alright, so we're going to work with only these two for now. We're going to work with only these two, and the reason for that is we're not making use of any .htcss file. If not, I could have worked with this first one here, allow override, and can just make it like this all right. So since we're not working with that, I'm going to go with the with these two here, options and require all granted. So for the options here, I'm going to change this to exec CGI. So this will allow Apache to be able to execute CGI script, right? Okay, so and then we have require all here, which means any user will be able to access the content of this directory. Already we have it here as what require all granted. All right, so let's move down and let's see. I don't think there's anything useful again. All right, so I'm going to save this and exit. Remember, before I made the modification to this file, when we use this command here, we were not able to read the content of this password file, right? So now that I have done the necessary modification, you will now see that we can use call to read the content of this file here. All right, so let's try that first with the browser 172. All right, so CGI bin .modulo2e 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 .modulo2e, right? I mean, is that 1 2 3 4 5 6? Let's just make use of 5. So etc password. Sorry, I need to restart the Apache because we made configuration to it. So I'm going to use this Apache restart. All right, so let's run this now. I'm going to copy this because we're going to make use of it in the terminal. All right, you can see that the browser still normalize the path to still resolved or normalize the path towards /etc/password. Now let's try that with call. All right, so I have call here. I think I typed the command before, right? So we have it here, right? Call. That means me copying this address a few seconds ago was not all that necessary since we have the history here of the call command we used previously. All right, so we have here call path is. Remember when we execute the path traversal here, I'm coming. Okay, now I think it's useful. Let me copy and paste there. It tells us that the requested URL was not found on this server, right? So now let's see what call will give us. Voila! So you see, call has given us access to this password file and to the content of this password file. You can see it here, something the browser was not able to give us. And the reason is because browsers normalizes, that is, they normalize or resolve any path traversal to anything like this. Remember, we made use of this, and this normalized or resolved the path to something like this, right? But call did not do that. Call made sure that this particular URL we gave it was the one it's supposed to deliver, or is the one supposed to deliver to the Apache server, right? And we made use of this option here, --path as is, to tell call that we don't need we don't need it to normalize or resolve anything in this URL. That is, any part of this URL, we don't need it to be normalized or resolved by you. Now let's see if we can also use this call command without this parameter, or is that an option? Path as is. Let's see if we can be able to use it without it. All right, so you see, gave us the same result. So we have it here. We have the content of this password file here. All right, so that is what misconfiguration can do. Misconfiguration can lead to cybersecurity attacks, and also it can lead to the to disclosure of sensitive data, or we call it information disclosure, and it can also lead to unauthorized access, just like we had. Well, we now have an unauthorized access to this password file here. All right, so that is how the Apache 2.4.49 vulnerability took place. That is how it happened. So thank you for watching, and please, if you know you are just joining my channel, do well to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't get to miss any of my videos. Thank you for watching.